Good morning, everyone. Today, as part of this training session, we will discuss about how to establish a maintenance practice. And I have prepared a few material for you guys to use. Before that, I need you guys to sign the attendance. Just put your name, date, and signature. Thank you. Alright, before we proceed with the main things, I just need to get more information about you guys and what's your background. Probably we can start with one of you first, Michael. May I know what's your current study?
Studying Cert 3.
Yep.
I have an interest in hardware.
Yep.
I'd like to know how to build a computer.
Yep. Okay. Thanks for that. And the next one is Carl Batalia. Am I pronounce it correctly?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. How about you, Carl? What's your interest in this topic, like hardware kind of stuff?
I just want to know how to be able to swap out parts and add in new parts in desktop computers.
Okay, that's good. The next one is Aaron. May I know what's your interest in hardware? I mean, like replacing the spare parts and all that stuff.
Yeah, replacing spare parts, of course, but upgrading, adding new things, make the computer faster, definitely.
All right, cool. All right, since we have understand what we will get this from this training, we will start to continue with this topic, which is establish the maintenance practice. What we will achieve in this topic is, at the end of this topic, I hope you guys will be able to isolate and solve this session. We hope that we will be able to isolate and solve this problem by replacing component and using diagnostic software. Alright, and we will go through each one of the topics, how to isolate and solve the desktop problem. The first one, before we are able to determine the what parts needs to be replaced, as a general, we need to know what's the maintenance requirement in this environment. I have listed a few items that normally we do when we do a maintenance. The first one, we check all the devices, which is maybe, for example, a mouse and keyboard. That's the obvious one. See whether it's still attached on working. And most of the time we found in the classroom just a mouse with a cut off cable and also keyboard with the missing keys. Yeah. As a good maintenance practice, we should replace it in the first instance when we saw that problem. Okay. The next one is, this is the obvious problem as well. If we saw that there's a LCD which is not working as per normal, for example, it has like a different color compared to the normal colors, or like a flickering display, we can do other, like few testing, but as this mentioned, if it's deemed to be unresolvable, we normally just replace it with a new one, and then we can send the faulty part for warranty replacement. And after you check all the physical appearance of the machine, the next things we need to check actually to log on to the actual machine using the test account and test the network access and connection. in this case, you can actually use your own account, or we do have special test account, like what we have here is test 6 or test 7 or test 12, to see whether you can log on to our network and access, like for example, your home drive or printers or whatever you need to access through the network. And also during this time, we can check with the Cat6 whether the Cat6 network cable is used. Because if it's not Cat6, it's advisable that you replace the cable. Alright, so we don't want to have irregularity throughout the school, which is, for example, some of the machines use Cat5 and the other machines use Cat6. So we need to make sure that all the network cable is Cat6. Alright, the next one that you need to address here is the maintenance schedule. I have divided the maintenance schedule into 3 different times. The first one is weekly maintenance. Usually we visit the classroom every, not single days in a week, but we allocated 1 day a week to check the external device of the I/O device connection, and also, for example, we check whether the cable of the keyboard cable is correctly plugged in, and also mouse, and also the LCD screen cable. And we can also check the general function of the desktop. How do you check the general function of the desktop? Any idea? Usually the easiest one, turn it on, correct. Turn on the machines and see whether it turn on as per normal, like you can see the display. Because sometimes if the desktop is faulty, even if you see the lights on the desktop itself is turned on, but you can't see anything on the desktop, so on the screen. And the third one, once again, we try to log on using the test account to make sure that every aspect of the desktop that usually the student use is working as per normal. The next one is the holiday term. At school we have 4 holiday terms, right? And usually what we need to do during that holiday term is to re-image the desktops with a minor image update. For example, if during the term teachers come to you and say, okay, I need this software to be included in the desktop's environment, we can't normally do it during the term week, so holiday term is the right time for us to do just a minor update or upgrade for this image. And the third one is the yearly maintenance. Usually by the end of the year, if for example, let's say for next year we will upgrade to Windows 8, that's the perfect time for us to do the major update, because it requires a lot of works prior to that. For example, Aaron usually will prepare for the image and all that stuff before we proceed and do a major image update. And also, we do it at the end of the year because it requires a lot of work. So time-wise, it requires more time to do it. So we usually do it at the end of the year. Alright, I've prepared this diagram for you to identify the component of desktops. As you see, I have prepared also a desktop here if you want to physically see the layout of the desktop. Alright. The first one here is the power board, which is here. Power board is basically the power supply of the desktops. So when you have the power supply cable which is plugged into the AC outlet, you can just plug into this end, and then it goes to the power board, and it will normally power the whole component of the desktops. The second one is the fan. This fan, they use it to suck the hot air out to make sure that the temperature in this area is not overheat. Right? And then we also have the CMOS battery. This is the battery that holds the information of the files on the desktop itself. We also have the audio port, which is, and here is this one. Okay. And also we have the network ports, which is where you put and connected your Cat6 cable. We also have USB ports, which is here. Alright. And then we also use we also have the VGA port where you plug in your LCD cable, which is located here. As you see on the screen, it's on this side. And if you ask me, what do you call this whole item here? That's the main board. And we also have another fan on top of the CPU. This fan is especially located on top of the CPU to move the hot air out of the CPU to surrounding environment, basically, to make sure that the CPU is not overheat. And these two slots here is the memory. Okay. And the I/O cable is this cable, and this cable. Usually we use I/O cable to connect the device to the main board. You can connect the hard drive, you can connect the DVD drive, and also you can connect other items like, for example, if you have what's that thing? Any idea what you think that can be connected to this other than hard drive and DVD drive? Floppy drive. Floppy drive. Yes, there's a slot. Empty slot for the floppy drive here, since we no longer use floppy drive these days, but you can add that floppy drive to the desktops. The next one is the speaker, which is located at the front, close to the front panel of the desktop, which is here. Okay, the next topics that we will cover now is the warranty replacement. Every desktops that we have in our school usually carry 3 years warranty. It means that HP or Acer, who provide the desktop, will replace any spare parts that's faulty as long as it's still under 3 years warranty time frame. And if you ask me about the ETA, when will they come to replace it? Usually between 1 to 3 days, business days. And as part of the requirement to log a warranty claim, we need to do the initial diagnostic first before we call the manufacturer. Alright. The one that I explained to you before by isolating the components problem is the initial diagnostic that required by either HP or. Alright. Now, the other way to diagnostic the problem is using the operating system and the other tools. With operating system, which is Windows 7, we can have the memory diagnostic, which obviously from the name here, will check whether the memory on your machine is still in a good condition. And also we can have checklist, which will physically check the sectors on the hard drive. Alright, so if you, one day you turn on the machine is not turning on as per normal with no display, for example. Obviously, you can't use this memory diagnostic because there is no possibility to log on to Windows. Alright. But you can use the third-party disk or software to do the diagnostic. You can use it in a USB or disk itself. We have discussed in a brief about the two methods to isolate and solve desktop problem by replacing component and using diagnostic software. Is there any question? Finish this session. Thanks for attending this session and bear with me when I explaining this topic. Thank you very much for coming and see you next time. Thank you.